It's a new day. Welcome to your favorite program. Once again today, The Conversation, coming to you from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Nelson Ekujumi, and I have here with me in the studio Comrade Ajayi Popola, popularly called African Pope. Pope, you are welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, viewers. So thank you for having me once again.
Yes, thank you for joining us once again on The Conversation. Like we all know, The Conversation is a program that deals and introspects into current happenings within the territory of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and beyond. And this day, we want to look at the raging debate following the Supreme Court ruling of some weeks back, which affirmed the autonomy of the local government administration. That judgment by the Supreme Court has continued to evoke reactions from Nigerians at home and in the diaspora. If you ask me, as Nelson Ekujumi, I will tell you for free that that judgment has gone a long way to deepen our democracy, because if democracy is about the people, you and I know very well that the people reside in the locality, and this locality are in the local governments. If we have a situation whereby the government at the grassroots becomes more accountable to the people, then you can be rest assured that the people's participation in democracy will be more engendered. But sadly, we have had reports of some of state governors. For example, the governor of Oyo State, Mr. Seyi Makinde, has been kicking, and we have even had reports of some governors saying they are going to review the Supreme Court judgment. And for me, it is laughable, because I don't know when these governors became reviewing authority of Supreme Court judgments under the Constitution of Nigeria. I've gone to look at the Constitution. I cannot find any role for them as an authority to review. So for me, I think it is important that Nigerians keep their eyes on the ball. I want to give a big kudos to the federal government for under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for taking this bold initiative of seeking an interpretation of the Constitution, as well as the Supreme Court justices for taking the bold step of, interpreting the Constitution the way it should be. Even though some persons, while some of us have continued to applaud, some other persons have continued to see otherwise. But we all know that whatever judgment comes from the Supreme Court becomes law within the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And for me, this is a judgment that will help our democracy. It will even take off the stress from the neck of state governments, who have become overburdened with responsibilities that ordinarily should be performed by the local government. And that is why we are here today to look at this topic and to give more insights in order to educate Nigerians. Comrade
Pope. I would say the Supreme Court has ruled, and when Supreme Court speaks, nothing else should be added. I'm not a lawyer, although I have a different opinion from yours. I sincerely believe that that judgment, yes, has taken us to somewhere, but I believe that the issue of joint account is a constitutional matter. And then what the Supreme Court has done is to rewrite Constitution, which...
In what way? How do you mean?
Okay. I rewrite the Constitution in the sense that saying that, okay, money, that the money should go directly to
the local governments.
The local governments.
Yes.
I think that's
money from the federation account.
From the federation account. But the current Constitution makes provision for the joint account where the money will go to before being distributed to different local governments.
Yes.
But to me, you see, the issue of local government autonomy and debate, what are the expected, I'm just using my own personal opinion now, what are the expected Supreme Court to do is to look at the various responsibility of local governments that has been taken over by the state in terms of their revenue generation points. Talk about park and garages where you find legal, state government now building garages, you know, markets where you find state government building markets, the issue of cemetery, waste collection, signage, signages and advertisements, you know, rates, you know, and all this revenue point has been hijacked by the state governments in whatever guise. So I sincerely believe that these are the areas we ought to look into and, you know, give back the responsibility once again to the local government.
But Comrade Pope,
yeah,
you and I know that what the federal government went to court to seek was to determine whether states can continue to run caretaker committees in local governments.
No, that's
just a minute. And also that who gets the allocation of local government. You and I know for free that there's a local government, states and local government joint account. So we have a situation whereby the Constitution makes it mandatory that the local government must be governed by democratically elected administration.
Yes.
So as the Supreme Court...
No, you didn't allow me to land my...
Okay, go ahead.
You didn't allow me to land my submission.
Okay.
So I'm only talking about the aspects I disagree, that I'm not comfortable with.
Okay.
So, but in terms of appointing caretaker committees,
yes,
then the solution of
local government
simply because you don't belong to the same party. If party A is ruling and a party B now becomes the governor, then they just wake up, you know,
dissolve the council.
No, because you don't expect the president to now say simply because the state is not being governed by its own party. Yes. They now say, okay, the state ESCO, the state elected dissolved. No. So I agree totally that no, in fact, to even follow the constitutional provision that no unelected officials should be allowed to govern any local government. In fact, what I had expected the Supreme Court to say that if anywhere we find such anomaly, that all money spent by the caretaker committee should be refunded.
And you and I know that the court only grants prayers that you seek.
Yes.
But if that prayer is not in your brief,
yes, I know.
The Supreme Court is not a father. The court is not a father Christian.
Yes, I know. But well, the whole thing is work in progress. I believe that when we're talking about devolution of powers, for instance, we are even saying that the responsibility of the federal government is too much. That, you know, a whole lot of
devolve powers
to the states.
Yeah.
And we know that at the same time that the legs with which state stand is the local government.
Yes.
So the local government cannot take a running of, the federal government cannot take
over the running of
the local government from the state.
Yes.
So that will be another legal anomaly.
Quickly, before we run out of time, there's also this debate, which for me, I find it very uncomfortable, where some persons have said, okay, we have discussed financial autonomy, the Supreme Court has given judgment, that when it comes to conducting local government elections, that we should saddle INEC. And I'm like, come on. Are you saying there are angels in INEC and there are devils
to me,
in CX?
Such opinion, I would say as a display of lunacy and ignorance. How will you say that the federal government should go and conduct a local government election? In fact, where we are with INEC today, INEC did not just wake up to get to this level.
I said it.
Out of advocacy.
Advocacy, yes, and engagement.
And consistency and engagement.
Yes.
Engagement and a whole lot of reforms.
Yes.
So, local government, in fact, I would say that local government election is even the simplest. That you know your neighborhood. You know the number of polling units there.
Yes.
If you are popular, you know, you can mobilize, you know, yourself, vote there, stay with it.
Yes.
And even the current law allows for post-election the tribunal now. Litigation.
Yeah.
That we are not pleased with the outcome of the election declared by CX, that you can go to, you know, to the tribunal.
And from the tribunal you can go to the courts.
From tribunal you can now go to the court.
The regular court.
So, in fact, it will be the highest form of unitary system. Unitarism. To now say that federal government should come and conduct local government elections.
Because for
that is madness.
For me, you know what I told people is that, look, if INEC can get it right, don't forget.
No, if INEC is getting it right, we are not
INEC
there yet.
has even gotten it right.
No, we are not there yet.
No, hold on. For INEC, as far as I'm concerned, INEC has gotten it right, because you know why I say so? You and I have been observers for quite some decades now.
Yes.
You and I know that in elections conducted by INEC,
yes,
technology has been used, has been deployed.
Yes.
You are also aware that ballot paper for polling unit A,
yes,
if you take it to polling unit B, it becomes null and void.
Yes.
You and I know that Beaver's machine for every polling unit is configured for voters.
If accreditation on Vivas does not tally with the final result.
With the result. Then we're also aware that independence of INEC has been guaranteed through the National Assembly, whereby INEC gets its votes separately.
Yes, directly.
You know? So if we are able to ensure that the SIEC gets their own independence financially,
yes,
like we are trying to do here in Lagos, ensure that they deploy technology, Beavers, PVC,
yes,
then I can tell anybody for free. But for people to just assume that no,
there's one almighty federal government who can solve all their problems.
And we are talking about federalism, that we want powers to devolve. Are you telling us that I, Nesne Kudumi, and the people of like minds who live in downtown Agege, that we are immature, that we are uncivilized to conduct our own elections?
So
I run a family, for Christ's sake.
So that's why I said the thought is a display of lunacy. Because one day you have a president or a party at the center who will now write the result for all the 776 local, 74 local governments, 74 local government. Then you now have one single party controlling the federal government and all the federal and the, then again you will find out the issue of loyalty. Where will the loyalty or working synergy between who? Is it the federal and local government now working directly with the federal
or with the state
bypass the state or what? So that would be a whole lot of confusion.
Honestly.
And that would be, in fact, doing so is calling for anarchy.
Honestly, we could not have expressed it better, because I've told people that, look, the reforms that we have seen in INEC, if we bring those reforms to the SIEC, I know the SIEC are not doing too well. We are not happy with the way they conduct their elections, because we have a situation whereby even till the day of elections, the guidelines is not released by the State Independent Electoral Commission.
By the SIEC,
We also have a situation whereby even people don't know where they will vote on that day. We have a situation whereby the SIEC resorts to manual, which is vulnerable to easy manipulation. Sure. Unlike what obtains with INEC. Because one of the beauty of the reforms that has taken place in INEC is that for you to be able to compromise INEC system, you must have compromised all the stakeholders.
Yes.
So you can imagine compromising INEC officer, compromising security agency, compromising the voters, compromising the electoral observers, compromising the party agents. So it means you have so for you to be able to compromise everybody is very, very difficult. Somebody will resist, and that is the beauty of the reforms that has taken place in INEC. And that is why some of us have said the conduct of elections, the last election, 2023 election by INEC, we will give them big kudos, because they did creditably well. Even local and international observer organizations gave them, you know, kudos. Even though we know some also wrote their reports the way they want
No.
Because
even beyond the reports.
We were on the field, so we can speak authoritatively on it.
They observed the...
Yes.
We were there to observe the process.
We were there to observe,
So, you see, even beyond... we know that this is Nigeria, and we have said it on this platform that the biggest business in Nigeria today is politics, followed by religion. So... And well, if we are talking about compromising electoral processes, who is doing it? The stakeholders, that means the party and the politicians. So, because of the desperation of the gladiators, the contestant or the candidate now, that is what breeds corruption and manipulation of the process. Yeah. So, therefore, we cannot rule that away immediately. So, but we were saying the other time that, okay, that are some, we are saying that, okay, what is the role of of the thugs now in the way INEC conducts election? I think I understand. So it does mean that INEC is gradually cleaning up, you know, the system. So the same thing can
be replicated at the state independent electoral commission
level.
Yes,
so we have the court. So what I expect, you know, stakeholders will now begin to do is to begin to take on the state government. I mean the
Pope. I believe
people in power.
Pope, me, I believe.
No, the people in power.
Pope, you know my own, no. I don't think people should take on the state government, if you ask me. I believe strongly because the SIEC, the State Independent Electoral Commission, they are guided by law. And that law is made by the State House of Assembly.
Yes,
so we should take our advocacy to the State House of Assemblies, yes, so that we can get the necessary reforms.
Yes,
like, for example, I belong to a network that we are doing that here in Lagos, that the chairman of the House Committee on La SIEC and the other matters according to his portfolio has promised us that when we are going to have the public hearing, we'll all be there, we'll give our views, we'll send in our memorandum. In that way, we'll be able to change the system for the betterment of every one of us. But for people to sit down in their comfort zones and continue to, you know, spew derogatory comments about SIEC, as if SIEC are not Nigerians, as if those in INEC are also not Nigerians. If INEC can be doing it right, they have improved tremendously. We can also do the same for SIEC. So if we put the necessary mechanism in place.
When I say state government, I mean the executive and the legislature. Okay. So I'm putting the two together because the two must agree.
Okay, absolutely.
The two must agree for us to have fundamental reforms in SIEC. And in fact, I even expect that the process will be led by the executive by presenting executive bills that will ensure that SIEC is reformed and strengthened.
Well, we will continue to discuss this issue because it's a matter that has generated divergent views. But we know that at the end of the day, when we all sit down, reason will prevail. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for staying tuned to the conversation on this particular version of the program. We'll go on a short break. We'll be right back. Please continue to watch the conversation coming to you from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you.